Speaking to Canvey, I'm manager Brad Wellmen following today's 1-0 defeat against Dartford. Brad, it's the third defeat in a row. Do you think we were a little bit unlucky there today?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, you certainly, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I thought we worked really hard today. I thought we put in a performance that was a lot better than Boxing Day against a strong team in Dartford, and I don't think they really created anything. And I think it was only one team in the second half that was really on the ascendancy to go and win it, and we just thought luck weren't there really. I think that we had chances cleared off the line, we had scrambles, they threw their body in front of the line, but listen, that's what they do when they're in the top four, do you know what I mean? So pleased with the performance, but it's 3 losses on the bounce, which is not acceptable.
Sucker punch right before half time, does that change everything? Does that sort of knock them a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think it does, because it's our own fault. You know, we can't, there's a minute left in the half, and the goalkeeper spoons the ball out of play like that, and then they get the ball and go and score. So yeah, it's another one of our own doings. You know, teams don't score on us. We tend to give them goals, which is unfortunate right before half time. And but the thing was, it was good to see that there was a bit of an argument in the dressing room at half time. I like to see the players fight for that and for what they want, and they come out in the second half and gave more than 100% for that, and I thought it was really good to see. And on another day we might have scored 2 or 3.
Came out in the second half, there was an improvement in the second half, started creating more goalmouth scrambles, like you say, cleared off the line. Do you sometimes have to hold your hands up and just say, it's one of them days, just doesn't seem to be going for us today?
Yeah, I think you'd like to, but I think those days come when you're successful and when you're up the top of the table. I think that when you're fighting for your lives in a strong division, do you know what I mean? We know that, but we sat here 10 days ago and we're sitting 2-3 points off the playoffs, and now you lose 3 on the spin. That's how tight the league is. But I think that it is one of them days. But our performances are too inconsistent for that, and I think that when you look back now, you look at Horsham, we was good, other than the one little error that cost us a goal, and Billericay we didn't really show up, and that's the inconsistency. And then we come here today and give ourselves a tough task against a good team, and we're probably, without giving them any discredit, we probably were the better team for certain periods of the game, and but to put the inconsistency, just creating that and the hope and things like that. As we're getting into these situations, the pitch is extremely difficult to play on. It's very, very difficult to play football on. You can see players losing their footing and everything, and that's only going to get worse over the next few weeks. And also, I think when you look at luck, you need a little bit from the referee, and I don't think he gave us anything today. He let a very, very physical game go, and sometimes you want to see that, but other times you don't. And then you see the time wasting that's going on. That tells you when you've got teams on the rack is that they're up the top, they know all the little tricks, and still only had, I think both teams made 3 or 4 subs and still only had 5 minutes on. So, yeah, the luck was definitely against us today.
There's 3 defeats on the bounce, but it's also 3 games in a row where we failed to score. Early on in the season, that was something we weren't struggling with. Is that a statistic that does concern you? A little bit of goal shyness at the moment?
Not really, because I think that when you look back at the Horsham game, we created opportunities and we missed a penalty. Billericay, I think we only created 1 or 2 opportunities. I'm trying
to forget.
Yeah, again, one was a missed penalty, and Finn had the one that flashed by. I think today we created opportunities, so I think I'd be worried if we weren't creating opportunities. But I think that when you look at the amount of goals we scored, it's not like we're a goal scoring shy sort of team. So that doesn't worry me at the moment, given that we're creating them and the players that we've got in the team.
No rest of the wicked. We go again on New Year's Day against Bowes and Pitsea. You touched on it a couple of games ago. We were only 2 points away from the playoffs. Now, all of a sudden, a few defeats and we're looking over our shoulder. How important does that make that game?
Yeah, I think them games are always going to be important. It's a local derby. It's against a team now that, unfortunately, James, their manager, stepped down last week, and I spoke to him a little bit, and firstly, I'd like to wish him the best of luck, but you don't know what sort of team you're going to get from that. And but I think if we stand up and bring the same level of commitment and desire and attitude that we brought today, I think it'll be more than good enough. But we've got to win the fight first. And I think that If we don't win the fight, then it could be 4. But we're coming here to get 3 points, and we're at home, and hopefully the pitch will hold up and we can get the ball down and try and do something. But, unless it's... other than that, we just got to keep fighting, do you know what I mean? And make sure we're beating teams around us. I think that once we go into January, we've got 3 or 4 teams that are around us, and they're important games, and we'll get the 3 points and move on.
Nice one. Thank you, Brad.
Cheers.